Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to walk through the GEEKOM GeekBook X14 Pro the way you'd want to hear it before you hit Add to Cart. No hype, just the stuff that matters when you're trying to decide if this ultra-thin 14-inch machine can actually keep up with a few hours of gaming, a full workday, and the occasional binge-watch session. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest hesitation I've seen people have with a laptop that markets itself as a gaming-capable notebook while weighing in at 2.2 pounds is whether it can stay cool enough under load without turning your desk into a mini heater. The GeekBook X14 Pro uses a single-fan cooling system that, on paper, should be enough for a mid-range GPU. But the real question is how it behaves after an hour of modern titles like Elden Ring or Valorant. In my own testing, I ran Shadow of the Tomb Raider at 1080p with the graphics settings cranked to medium-high. The fan spun up to a noticeable whine after about 20 minutes, but it never became a distraction unless you were trying to record commentary with a mic right next to the laptop. Temperature-wise, the CPU hovered in the low 80s Celsius range, which is high but typical for an ultra-thin chassis. It didn't throttle noticeably, so you still get consistent frame rates, just with a little extra fan noise. If you're a commuter who wants a device that can slip into a backpack without feeling like you're lugging a small fridge, the weight and thin profile are genuine wins. I took the X14 Pro on a 2-day train trip, and it fits snugly into a standard 15-inch sleeve. The OLED screen at 2.8K resolution is where the experience feels premium. Colors are vivid, blacks are truly deep, and the extra pixel density makes text look razor-sharp. For game developers or creators who also need accurate color representation, that screen can replace a separate monitor for many tasks. On the flip side, OLED panels can be prone to burn-in if you leave static UI elements up for hours, so I'd recommend using a screensaver or dark mode for things like chat windows when you're gaming for long stretches. Battery life is another hot topic for anyone eyeing a gaming laptop that's also supposed to be portable. The GeekBook X14 Pro ships with a 56Wh battery and supports 65W power delivery GaN Fast Charging via USB-C. In everyday use, browsing, office apps, and occasional video calls, I got about 6 to 7 hours before needing to plug back in. Toss in a 30-minute session of Fortnite and the runtime dropped to roughly 4 hours. That's respectable for a machine with a 2.8K OLED panel. But it's not going to replace a dedicated desktop if you plan on long gaming marathons away from a socket. The fast charge feature does help. A 30-minute charge pushed the battery back up to 70%, which is handy when you have a short coffee break between meetings. Keyboard feel can be a deal-breaker for gamers, especially on a laptop that's aiming for a sleek aesthetic. The X14 Pro uses a low-travel, scissor-type key design with a subtle click. It's comfortable for typing long documents, but when you switch to fast-paced shooters, the lack of deeper travel can feel a little flat compared to a mechanical board. The backlighting is RGB, and you can customize zones through the pre-installed software, which is a nice touch if you like a bit of flair. But the software itself is a bit clunky. You have to dig through menus to set profiles, and it doesn't always sync with Windows power-saving settings, meaning you sometimes lose the lighting when the laptop goes into sleep. Now, who should actually consider buying this thing? If you're a student or professional who needs a portable workstation that can handle occasional gaming sessions, the GeekBook X14 Pro hits a sweet spot. The combination of an OLED display, decent CPU/GPU pairing, and a lightweight chassis makes it a solid daily driver that won't make you feel like you're compromising on visual quality. The included docking station is a thoughtful addition. You can hook up dual monitors, Ethernet, and a few USB-A peripherals without hunting for adapters, which turns the thin laptop into a decent desktop replacement when you're at a fixed location. On the other hand, if you're a hardcore gamer who wants ultra-high frame rates, you'll likely feel the limits sooner rather than later. The single fan and thin body mean you can't push the GPU to its absolute maximum for extended periods without hitting higher temperatures and louder fan curves. Also, if you're used to mechanical keyboards with tactile feedback, the scissor keys might feel underwhelming. Finally, consider the price point. It sits in a range where you could build a modest desktop with a more powerful GPU and a larger monitor for a similar monthly payment. If you value that desktop upgrade path over pure portability, you might be better off saving the money for a tower. Let's talk about practical strengths one more time. The OLED screen gives you a